Hi there, I'm Jonathan Parker from Parker Homes Boat Sales, and we're here today in Portsmouth Marina to do a full walkthrough tour on this Jeanneau Leader 805 right behind me. It's a 2000 model year boat. It's a KAD43 engine, so a diesel engine option, and we're going to do the full walkthrough tour right here, right now. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Right, well, welcome to Parker Homes Boat Sales, and this is the 2000 year Jeanneau Leader 805. We are in Portsmouth Marina, like I just said, and it's a fantastic marina to keep a boat. As you can see, as we pan round, there's bars and restaurants all around this marina, and it really has a med feel. And there's a lot coming into the marina, but once you come through that lock, it really feels like you're entering the Mediterranean. It's a fantastic all year round marina, and perfect for a boat like this, because this boat has really nice accommodation for the boat of its size. In fact, it's a class leader in the accommodation and space you get aboard. It's a very usual Jeanneau Leader 805 where it comes to the covers. So most of these came with green covers or beige covers. These covers are fairly original, but as we go through I'll show you them. They are of an age, but they are perfectly functional. The oddity of this one is, though, it's had a bathing platform added, but it's not the actual Jeanneau one. So the Jeanneau one normally would have a grate and be a slightly different shape, but there was always an option of not having a platform at all on this Jeanneau Leader 805, so it probably came without one originally and then that was added in. But it's a nice size, easy step on the side, and does have a bathing ladder fitted, which you can see just here. But what I really love about the Jeanneau Leader 805 is the cockpit space. Now the cockpit space on here is absolutely class leading for a 25 footer. As you can see, it has this big U-shaped seating, but also uses the full width of the boat. So there's no walk around the side at the back here. And that gives you that extra width that you just never see on a normal 25 footer. And as we get on, there's a brilliant little lounger here as well. But you get this fantastic walk round through here, and it's really easy then to get around. Most 25 footers, it's really difficult, you sort of teeter around the edges, but it has slightly lower as well, so a little bit of freeboard on here, and round to this front deck. Now this is shaped as well, so you could have bow cushions out here if you wished, and it's actually got an electric windlass. So options on Leader 805s, you can and cannot have a windlass. So this has a windlass, which you can operate on a control just inside that hatch there, and it is just fully chain on here. As we pan round, you can see the glass windscreen. There's no windscreen wiper on this one, so that is an option on some, but most don't have them, especially the earlier ones. As I say, it is a year 2000. There is a walk round on the other side as well, just not as wide. So Jeanneau has done this over the years quite a lot. They do it on the Merry Fishes as well. They have a wider walk round on one side than the other, but that enables to maximise the internal cockpit space, but also still have one side that's a brilliant walk round. As we come back, it's got a synthetic sort of foam teak all the way through, which is really nice underfoot. A bit easier to clean and doesn't look as grubby as just the white does, because that really gets grubby quite quickly. We've got a table here as well, so the original table. This does also infill into a lounger. Out here we do have the cushions for that. The current owner's had this boat since 2022, and it was actually, he had the reupholstery done in the last couple of years. So this upholstery is only a couple of years old. And it's kind of the usual Leader 805 things we see. So the woodwork's a little bit bloomed. This is the lacquer that blooms a little bit, but that's just a bit of elbow grease. A bit of sanding down and re-lacquering normally sorts that out. But the side parts are actually pretty good, because this is what you can get it back like. So imagine that's been done. It's one of those little chores that you have to do every few years. But as we come round to the helm position, just move that. It's a double helm. So usual cool box under here. As well as a nice bolster seat, so you get the standing and sitting option. But the other upgrades this has had in 2022 when it was purchased, we've got a little Axiom chart plotter on here. It also has sonar as well, so it's got a really good fish finder on here. So if you power that one up, so we've got the twin screen sort of side view sonar, you can see coming down now. As well as it also has a bow thruster fitted then. So this isn't original, this was fitted in 2022, so it's only a few years old. And also it's got electric trim tabs, so trim tabs are always an option on the 805s, and these are auto trim tabs as well. So from a point of view of the Leader 805s, people always look for trim tabs, tick, bow thruster, tick, windlass, tick, and also diesel heating, tick, because this is ever spacious diesel heating. Even has a vent out into the cockpit as well. And then obviously it's got heating all the way through to down below. There is a stereo system which you can control from here as well, a VLEX system. You can control from here in Bluetooth too. But as we come down below, usual Jeanneau Leader 805 layout, which is the small galley to the left with a twin gas hob. Fridge below with a small freezer compartment. It's currently in use, so there's a small freezer compartment at the top. It has the microwave, which again is another option, and then round to the upholstery. In this instance, it's the sort of emerald green upholstery down here. And a really nice touch is that the cushions down here have embroidered logos of Jeanneau Leader 805s. And now anyone watching this who has a Jeanneau Leader 805 will probably now want them. Mirror at the back. Some people replace it with a television, but we don't need to, because there's a television there and a much bigger one as well, and easier to watch, because if you had the TV in the middle you can't actually watch it very easily because you want to sit around the seating to watch it. The Everspatcher control is just up there, and there's the main head unit for the stereo is there as well. Obviously hanging cupboard. This actually is the all-round lights, so it has an all-round light because it doesn't have a radar arch. It has a pole light that you can put in when you need to. Steps going up, and you may have noticed that around this is actually a tube heater. So when you're on electric and in the winter, you can actually just leave those on low to keep the temperature down. But there also is a heating vent for the diesel heating as well. Into the aft cabin, there's another heater in here. The current owner's sleep in here. What I'll do, I'll overlay a picture of the heads, which is being used as storage. I'm sorry, not the heads, the bed, the double bed with nothing on it. I'll overlay the picture of that. But it has a nice little stool in here to sit. And obviously we can see it's got the carpets throughout and another wardrobe just at the end. I do like the fact it's got this skylight above as well. So it does lend light through, but you can also open it so you can have air through and not have to worry about the rain because it's on the inside of the cockpit. That's quite a nice touch. The light switches and light fittings are nice. All the lights work. These have been upgraded as well. They're not the original lights. And then the heads itself is a really nice size for this size of boat. You can stand fully head up in here. This toilet though, there are always choices of toilet over the years, people chop and change. They come with normally the manual flush toilet. And it's always seawater flush. There's no holding tank on this boat. Seawater flush toilet, but they've done an electric conversion. So that's a macerator as well as an electric pump. And also it's got a water sort of purifier. So these are a really good addition because that pipe sits on the intake of the water. So as the seawater comes in, it purifies it. And the problem you get with a seawater flush toilet is the water can smell very quickly as it goes stagnant in there. But that stops that from happening. It's a really nice, simple addition to add. So I'd recommend it because it does feel nice and fresh in here. You get a nice bit of worktop all the way around, as well as a bit of storage cupboard in here, which the toilet roll holder's on. But all in all, nice little touch with the mirror on the back of the door. All in all, it's a nice condition boat. As I'm looking round, there's obviously little deck lights around as well, which again, they don't all have. Jeanneau Leader 805s are actually can be quite a simple boat. That's what I like about them. There's not much to them. But over the years, people add things like the lighting, the windlass, the bow thrusters and things like that. So you can either get it all or you can get very little on them. But this one is fully loaded. The only thing I'd say that this one will need going forward is you've probably got another season or two with these covers. So you really want to look at maybe changing those. But as you change the colour, the boat feels a lot more modern. You'll see a lot about and they do different colour changes. So you either go for the beige or the grey, and you can really update the feel of these boats because they are still a smart looking boat. So I really like these Leader 805s. They're also a great sea boat. So with the KAD43 engine, they'll push this boat to around 30 knots. So your cruising speed will be about 25 knots, and very economical. Single diesel engines are very economical, and of course they did a lot of engine options on the Leader 805. The very later ones from about 2006 onwards had the D4 engines in, which is again, it's another upgraded sort of version of the KAD43. Before that was a KAD43. They also did petrol engine options as well, and in some instances they actually put twin petrol engines in these as well, but most you'll find a single, and the sought after ones are the diesel ones. So as I say, it's a 2000 model year, but the engine room you basically get into by lifting up all the cushions and then lifting this whole floor up. It's quite easy to do actually. There's not a lot to move around to get in there, but there's a massive storage space in front of the engine bay as well, so you can store quite a lot down there. But I do like the Leader 805s, and they're built for the sea. So whereas a lot of 25-foot sports boats are built for the petrol engines in mind, but also for the big lakes in America, not so much sea boats. But the Leader 805 was designed for diesel engines on the sea. So they are, for their size, a really good sea boat. So that's worth considering if you're going to keep it in coastal waters. But for now, I think that's about all I can talk about with this Leader 805. A great little boat. So come and see it at parker-adams.co.uk if you want to know how much it is. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.